Hello everyone. Today in this video I'll be taking up the topic from plant physiology, that is transpiration. A bit of this topic was explained in the last previous video also, but in this video I'll be taking up this topic in detail. First of all, what is transpiration? The process of loss of water in the form of water vapors from the aerial parts of the plant is known as transpiration. When we define it, there are certain terms which come. That is, it is the process of loss of water in the form of water vapors from the aerial parts of the plant. Okay, now I'll be explaining the terms which are important in these. The process of loss of water in the form of water vapors, very important, in the form of water vapors, because in many of the processes the water is lost in the form of water droplets also. So we have to specify that the water is lost in the form of water vapors from the aerial parts of the plant. Now what do we mean by aerial? Aerial we means the ones which are above the soil. Now these aerial parts comprises of leaves, green stems, or you can say the plants which contain stomata. Okay, the parts which contain stomata. Now what are stomata? Stomata, these are tiny pores which are present on the upper as well as lower surface of the leaf. On the upper surface there are few number of stomata, whereas on the lower surface of the leaf there are maximum number of stomata present on the lower surface of the leaf. First of all I will clarify the definition and then we'll come to the next part. So now, transpiration I have explained, what is the definition of transpiration I have explained, what are the main points which you have to keep in your mind while writing the definition of transpiration. Now the term stomata comes here. So regarding stomata, I'll be explaining the structure of stomata now. Regarding stomata, it is very important for you to understand the diagram of stomata, and this should be in your head that stomata, the number of stomata are more on the undersurface. How will you judge which is the upper surface and which is the lower surface? When you see any leaf, the surface which is shiny and brighter green is the upper surface of the leaf, and when you turn that leaf, the part where the veins, you can touch and feel the veins, and which is rough kinds, is the lower surface. So there are more number of stomata on the lower surface and less stomata are there on the upper surface of the leaves. Now starting with the stomata, how does a stomata look like? Stomata is a structure which has two kidney shaped guard cells present around it. In these guard cells, centrally placed nucleus is there, and there are many number of chloroplasts present in them. We all know that chloroplasts are the green plastids which help in the process of photosynthesis in the plants and contain chlorophyll. Now when we label it, these kidney shaped structures are the guard cells. These guard cells, they have nucleus in them, and they have many you can say chloroplast in them. Now a very important fact about stomata is that they open during the daytime but they close during the night. Okay, during the daytime the stomata are open and they undergo the process of transpiration as well as exchange of gases that we will take up in our video which will be pertaining to photosynthesis. Now here you must know that stomata, they perform two functions. One is the process of transpiration and the second one is the process of exchange of gases. We are not talking about exchange of gases here, we will talk about only of transpiration. So now this stomata, this opening through which that exchange of gases take place is known as stoma, or it is also known as stomatal pore. Okay, you can write any of the terms, they are correct. This is the opening which is open during day but it is closed during night. There's a whole mechanism of opening and closing of stomata that also I'll take up in one of my videos. But here we'll discuss only about the structure. Okay, the structure. This is the open stomata, and if we make a closed stomata, I'll make a small view of a closed stomata also. If we make a closed stomata, it will just look like this. It will not undergo the process of transpiration or the process of exchange of gases whatsoever it is. Now, about transpiration, this was about the structure through which transpiration occurs. There are certain types of transpiration also. The type of transpirations include cuticular transpiration, lenticular transpiration, and stomatal transpiration. Stomatal transpiration, all the terms they are related to that. Stomatal, the transpiration which occurs through stomata. Lenticular, the transpiration which occurs through lenticels. Now what are lenticels here? Lenticels are the tiny permanent openings which are present on the woody stems. Okay? First of all, they do not close and open, they are open throughout. They are permanent openings which are present on the woody stems, and they undergo the process of transpiration, that is known as lenticular transpiration. Next is cuticular transpiration. Cuticular transpiration means, what is cuticle first of all? Cuticle is a thin, waxy, shiny layer present over the surface of leaf. If you see a leaf, the shiny part of the leaf, if you start like pluck it, and if you break it from the side and start pulling it over, you will see a very thin film will come out. Okay, a very thin waxy film which makes the leaf shiny is present over the leaves. It is known as cuticle, and the transpiration which occurs through this cuticle is known as cuticular transpiration. Okay, these are the three types of transpirations. Now regarding transpiration, two more topics are there. That is, one is what are the factors which affect transpiration. Factors which affect transpiration are: first, temperature; second, wind; third, humidity; and sunlight. Okay, temperature, wind, humidity, and sunlight. Now I'll explain, like temperature, wind, and sunlight. Three of them, they increase the rate of transpiration. That is, if temperature increases, rate of transpiration increases. If wind is more, rate of transpiration is more. If sunlight is more, rate of transpiration is more. But if humidity is more, rate of transpiration decreases. Okay, rate of transpiration decreases with the increase in humidity, and it increases with the decrease in humidity, that is vice versa. Now if we talk about temperature, like simple example is, if you boil water, what will happen? Evaporation of vapors will start coming out of water. If you suppose keep a full bowl of water on gas and it is on full, and in second one you are placing full bowl but it is on sim, it is lower, so what will you observe? The one which is full will evaporate and the water will become half after an hour, but in the gas which has lower flame under it, the water will remain same almost. There will be less evaporation, which shows that rate of evaporation increases when the temperature is more. Same is here. Transpiration is also a kind of evaporation. So transpiration increases if temperature is more. Next is wind. For wind, a simple example is, suppose your mother washes clothes, she dries up it in sun. Okay, one is that she dries up it in sun, and second is, if suppose there is no sun, but wind is blowing. So if she keeps the clothes outside, they will dry due to wind. When the wind will blow, it will take off the water in the form of water vapors from it. Same here also, that during transpiration, when the wind blows, it takes up the water in the form of water vapor from the surface of the leaves. Then is sunlight. Sunlight, as I have already explained, that during daytime the stomata are open and during night the stomata are closed. So when there is sunlight, stomata are open, transpiration is there. When it is night, no sunlight, no stomata are open, and hence there is no transpiration. Last is humidity. For humidity, a simple example is, suppose you take a glass of water which is completely filled and you put water over it. What will happen? The water will overflow. Same is here. In atmosphere, there is moisture present in it already, and if more moisture will be added to it, that will not get added to the air, it will remain in the leaf, that will not be transferred. Same humidity, if humidity is more, that is more moisture in the air, there will be less of transpiration. If the moisture is less, that is if the air is dry, it means there will be more amount of transpiration. Okay, these are the various factors which affect the rate of transpiration. Now what are the various advantages of transpiration? What happens in the plants due to transpiration? One is it maintains the water level in the plants. That is, if the water is excess, it is transpired out. If it is less, it is stored. That is, transpiration is more and less as compared to the water present in the plants. Second is it maintains the concentration of sap. That is also related, that when the water is more in the plant, the concentration of the sap is more transpiration will occur. If it is less transpiration will occur, so that the water is restored in the plant. And the last one is very important, it provides a cooling effect. Now cooling effect, as suppose in the summers we sweat a lot. Suppose we stand beneath a fan, what will happen? We'll feel cold, that sweat will be evaporated out and we'll feel cold. There will be a feeling of coldness. Same as in the plants also, that plants, they have water in them. The heat of the plant converts that water into water vapors in the process of transpiration. So now the plant is giving that heat. As the loss of heat is there, it leads to a cooling effect in the plant. Okay, so how cooling effect is there, I'll explain once again. Cooling effect is because the heat of the plant is given to convert the excess water of the plant into water vapors for transpiration. Hence that leads to the process of transpiration and it gives a cooling effect to the plant. This was all about the topic transpiration. I have explained almost all the topics related to transpirations, and if you want me to explain some more topics or if you want me to add some more videos, please do write in comments. And if you like the videos and if you want to see more of my videos, as I will be uploading the videos more frequently, you can subscribe my channel also. Thank you.